Welcome to Bottom Line Sports Talk. I'm George Abram. You know my partner, Albert Kempman. Albert, coaching's in your blood. There are a lot of guys. We had it for about 35 years, and we kind of got decoachified or whatever the word. I think I just got old myself.
That's what it is.
But the bottom line is to have that energy, and you're going to coach two sports. You really have to have that battery charger on all the time.
And that's what stood out to me. Mike Kernan at Ursuline, who's been so successful on the softball side of things for the girls, is now taking over the girls' basketball program. He was part of it before as an assistant coach. But I thought his quote was well said, George, when he said, instead of putting in 2 hours a day, I'm putting in 4 hours. I hope he realized what that means.
Amen.
Yes.
And that's conservative.
You know, and 4 hours a day does not mean half speed. If you are, then you shouldn't have taken it. Mm-hmm. That means 4 hour days, full speed. And today, George, is like we at least grew up at a time coaching where we had a couple months off.
There were
they're not giving
Ohio. They're not.
Oh, you're right. He's lucky. You're right. You're right. Good point. Pennsylvania, there's no time off.
No. I get so frustrated because these coaches demand of these kids full-time 24/7 in and out of season. Therefore, they can't do everything. Yet the coaches say, "Oh, I want my guys." So I think you want them to play basketball, coach. Really? Is that why you're working out Sunday afternoons?
Yes.
Out of season.
Yeah. Please listen to George on that one, fans.
Yeah.
You'll know about coaches really faking it, saying something and doing something else when it's basketball season and they're going to in the gym 4 days a week throwing the football.
We used to go to our camp this summer, and the quarterback was, I was fortunate. Most everywhere I was, I don't know how it happened, but the football wasn't very good. And I hate to say that. It made my job easy.
Oh, yeah, it would have.
Yeah, so we were at Elwood. I had a good quarterback at Butler, and I used to tell him, whatever you do, take your time. If you're late, the last thing I wanted on my plate was his hurrying to get there. And I know these football guys, they knew when I was away.
They keep them later.
And like one time, we're getting ready for the season, and they have a JV game. Well, they're getting their doors tuned up. They wanted to put him in I'm like, are you kidding me? On a Monday afternoon? It was a week or so before our season?
Right.
But, this is the type of thing. I don't know how I get off of this, but Coach Mike, you understand. There are seasons for a reason, and Ohio does a much better job than Pennsylvania of not blurring those.
No, they do the best, and they organize it in a way that you will not see the head coach in a certain day. You got 20 days in basketball, and you have to use those 20 days wisely. And I know Mike, who was an assistant at Ursuline from 2003 to 2008, will know those rules and run it wisely. Good luck to Mike in both sports. Hope the success rubs off on your basketball team as much as it has in softball.
Yeah, I've seen them in the playoffs. I saw that one real good girls team they had. I'm familiar with it. They had a college player.
Right, really good.
Yeah, when you have a college player.
It becomes really much better.
Yeah.
In local golf, we have the greatest golf of the Valley Junior Championships, which is always a big thing over here. And congratulations to Leah Benson as she won the last two 14Us and then went on and won this year's 17U tournament. Also to Jake Skylick, who also won the 17U boys title, Rocco Turner the 14U title, and Alexandra Petrosco won the girls 14U championship. I know they practice hard for those. I know there's a lot of great competition. Congratulations to those four youngsters. And also we want to look at Joe Mogulich. Sometimes, George, these guys kind of get overlooked. And I like when they mention how he was in sports and local athletics for 50 years. And George, why we brought him up is his kids weren't involved. You know how easy it is to be the T-ball coach, the midget coach.
Oh, we need a better 7th grade program. I said, till your kid gets an 8th, then we're going to need a better 8th. I get it. I know what you guys are all about.
Exactly.
Now, you catch a guy that does it.
Hands,
Thank
honors,
you, Joe. Thank
honors.
You.
Isn't that the truth,
Hey,
George?
I've been reading that Belichick book, some Struthers' time in the Belichick family.
Yes, I read it too. That was pretty good.
Yeah, yes. Really, hats off to this guy. That's such an amazing thing to spend all that time. Because really, I'll tell you, today, Al, they can't get people to do anything.
I just talked to one of my good friends today, and I said, what are you doing with your time? He said, you ain't going to believe this. He said, I'm becoming a football referee. They can't get enough. They don't have enough football referees. So I went and passed my test.
Yeah.
He said, I got an 18-game schedule, year one.
Yeah. Well,
Year
this
one.
How bad it is in Pennsylvania. Everybody has either a Thursday night game or a Saturday afternoon game because they don't have enough officials. That's how he got 18. You can't get 18.
18 at first year. He
He's
said,
got 2 a week.
He said, I was shocked. He said, I got a full varsity schedule.
Yeah.
Plus 8 other.
Yeah. Well,
Whatever.
basketball, you can see why no one wants to put up with. Basketball, I think football out there on the field, at least the nuts are at the fence.
Yes.
But in basketball,
They're right on you.
You'd have to.
That's why I didn't last.
No, you don't
I was an
want up in
official.
there
I was an
after
official
someone.
because I had Brabadeers.
And they get personal.
No, that's what happens. It
No,
becomes
if
personal.
they'd have said, "Hey, ref," you wouldn't have cared for.
No,
when they
I don't
say,
care.
Hey, Campman,
You cheated.
Now you're ready to go. I
Campman,
know
you're cheating.
my ears. I know what you mean.
I had no chance.
No.
Because I heard it. I heard it clearly.
Hey.
I'll give the officials credit for that. They
Yeah.
somehow can turn that off.
And I told you that story. I'm reffing that summer league. You know, it was one of those ones with no money. So you had to ref the game before, you know, so to keep the league going.
Right.
You know, it was no high budget league.
Right.
And I'm reffing, and this lady starts.
A lady, I love it.
When I was younger, I was a wise guy. So she's just like, "Hey, Abraham, it's a good thing you can play because you know, at least she was half complimentary." So I gave her a little bit of leeway. Then I said, "Hey, lady, it's not my fault your kid stinks." No, you don't say that. If they say that, they're done.
That's funny.
And they want to say it.
That's
you
funny.
know, how many times have you seen? And they won't stop. And they know nothing. We do the officials in Pennsylvania. So many times we're in the crowd because the tables are small. They don't have those big conduits like they do at Newcastle.
Yes, right.
You know, where the table runs
Right.
from Seneca Butler, where we're
Yes,
from, a big
yes.
school. So we're up in the bleachers a lot, and the stuff you hear.
Oh, yeah. You just got to sit there and giggle.
I'm
Because
like-
they're nuts.
You know, none of these guys were ever any good at anything.
You know,
That's
George,
the other
George
thing.
has said this all the time. When you're not rooting for one of the teams, and we're up there just observing,
Refs are fun.
they do a nice job. I hear these guys complain. I'm thinking, that was the right call.
You got it right. But one guy, about a minute left, the kid shoots the ball, and this coach comes unglued. And he says, "Hey, you know, whatever, we're up 5 or whatever." The mother starts going, and I'm thinking, the guy was exactly right.
Yes.
You don't shoot that ball up 5.
Right. No, that's her daughter or her son.
Junior shot was okay.
That's okay, yes.
Let's talk Major League Baseball. I use the term lightly. We're talking, Pirates are struggling. We know that. They've been cold after the All-Star.
No hitting. Can't help
How
it.
about going in? We're going into the All-Star game. We're going in with mojo. We're 2.5 out.
Yes.
And you're thinking, boy, they're hitting them.
There ain't no mojo in baseball.
No. And then
That's
like
the
you
proof
said,
right
too,
there.
The stopper, like the guy that could say, "Okay, Cole's going somewhere."
And Musgrove did that for them. I'll give him credit. He came and pitched a great game for them. He's been their best pitcher.
Did I tell you,
He's pitching excellent.
and I'll tell you what I see. I see a great athlete.
Now, if he pitched on Houston Yankees,
No, he'd be
he'd be
11-3.
11-3. They'd be saying, All-Star Joe Musgrove.
You know, I swear, Al, he come off the mound one day and got this nubber. There aren't 5 guys in this world.
They used him as a pinch runner, too, because that's a good.
And I bet you he was a quarterback.
I guarantee he had to do something else.
Albert, he flew off that mound, grabbed that ball with one hand and in one motion, threw this laser to first base. And I said to myself, no one can do that. This guy's not normal.
No, he's
This
really
is how
good.
great those guys are.
Exactly. He's a great athlete, but when you look at the Pirates, they can't have any part of their team not in high function. No. And their hitting has went down the tube so badly, led by Bell, 3 for 35. Remember, he was ahead of Babe Ruth going to the All-Star break.
Now, we have to mention it.
He was ahead of Babe Ruth.
You know the elephants in the room. I'm going to mention
The
it.
home run derby.
You know, you guys can't look at this, Abraham blaming it. Here's all I'm saying. We can't prove that it did cause it, but you can't prove it didn't.
No, either way, you can't
Something
improve
happened.
it. I just know he's not hitting the lick, so he's not. They had won 5 more games.
Yeah.
He's come up because Marte and Newman have been on base all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Belky's coming up and leaving them there.
Yeah.
So what can you say when your fourth hitter is 3
Guy in
for
third one out
35?
yesterday, you need to get a fly ball.
And Reynolds-
they're on
and they got
clip
Reynolds
for bunting.
fishing.
When he doesn't bunt, they get after him. So,
Perfect play.
so he bunts.
The guy throws one out. Just hit a
Now
fly
we
ball, the
need a
game's over.
Fly ball. We don't need a deep fly
Perfect
ball.
play.
We need.
Perfect play.
Then I was telling Al last night. I called him. I said, "You know what's going on here with these Pirates?" I said, "The truth of the matter is, if I'm rooting for Pittsburgh, I want Melky Cabrera up Guy's 100 years old, playing on a minor league
He's not hitting the
contract.
ball, though. He's hit the ball all year. He always could hit. He still hits. That's why he's going to end up with some team that needs a hitter off the bench. They're going to pick him up, no question about that.
So no pitching when they get hitting, and no hitting when they get pitching.
Well, it doesn't make a difference when they pitch, because right now, when you're averaging 2 runs a game, you're not winning. No. And that's what they're averaging.
All right, 9 days away. We got 9 days here. I got it on my watch. Who goes? Al Campman.
Well, they don't have anybody to get. Nobody wants. So that's if they're going to, Vasquez would be everybody. But I think that because he's under contract, I don't think they're getting rid of him.
For 2 years.
Yeah, Pirates look into that big time.
The GM yesterday said that he wants them saving games here when they're good again.
Well, I'm hoping he's right, because I think they can be good again next year immediately. That's all. But you can't have the team all beat up and the pitchers have at one time and their hitters go sour after the break. But they were right in the race till 7 days ago.
2.5 games
right in the race till 7 days ago.
2.5 games out.
But Cabrera's going to go. Lyles is going to go. Those are 2 guys that
Let's talk some buyers
can
and
help
sellers.
somebody.
Yankees still claim they want a pitcher.
Well, they're getting it.
So that's going to be Mad Bum, Bauer, or
Yeah.
here's my ace in the hole, Stroman.
Well, they're going to get one of those guys.
Okay.
That's the Yankees going to give up. They get the farm system to give it up.
So they don't care.
Yeah, that's what they're going to give it up.
And like you said, you've said it on this show, I've said it.
million
They'll
times.
outspend their mistake.
Yeah, they don't really care if it doesn't work out next year. They'll have somebody different.
Yeah.
But right now they're going all in because they should though, because them and the Dodgers are the 2 favorites to win the World Series. So why wouldn't you?
You know what? I'm still going to pick Houston with their pitching if they get.
They can
the
do it.
Yankees.
Oh, no doubt about it. They can do it.
Because of that.
They could. I don't. George, there's nothing wrong with Houston. We got Verlander and Cole and Miley at the top of the
Yeah, it
rotation.
doesn't look too bad, does it? How about a kid yesterday pitched for Philly? He committed out of nowhere.
He's getting
SMY
killed.
Smiley. He comes in and doesn't. He can't come.
He's been getting
What do you
killed.
have, 8
Well, no, it's because where Pittsburgh's at.
They just can't hit.
No, they've been on this for. It doesn't matter who's pitching. They've averaged. I said it's almost impossible to win a game averaging 2 runs a game
No, you
for
can't.
9 games.
No, you can't.
So that's no different thing. That's
Let's
what they're
talk
doing.
Indians. You talked about it the other day. Even Mad Dog, as much as I detest him, he was on to something. When you play Kansas City,
No,
the
it's
White Sox,
factual.
and Detroit
It's based on
66
fact.
times,
Yeah,
you're going to be.
I know that. It's based on fact. And Cleveland has a good enough team to win games without that.
Sure.
But that is why they're winning. I mean, the proof of the matter is George and I both have do some wagering. George, what are the lines on when the White Sox, Detroit, and Kansas City's playing?
I've watched baseball. I'm 60. I've watched baseball for almost 60 years.
Yeah.
3
Never.
3 to 1.
3-1 games.
13. I don't even know what it pays back because I've never done it.
3-1 games every
13
day.
to 5.
In the old days, 17-10 would be the biggest
11
it go.
to 5.
Now, just because they can't, because Detroit loses every day.
Can't make them and then they win that one. The other day they threw the.
Oh, they're going to win one. No, that's what happens.
Baltimore beat the Red
You just don't know when it's going to happen.
No, and you can't wait for it.
Yes.
So you'll be busted. Because 1 out of 3, you're a loser.
Yeah, and that's the truth. So that's what you do. You try to stay away from those games because remember, 1 out of 3 means you. What is it? You know your math. There's 162 games.
Yeah, 54.
They're still winning 50 games.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, you can't beat them because you're laying 3 against them.
Right. So, but it just proves no matter how bad they are, that Las Vegas knows how bad they are because they make you look at that game and think, I can't take the Yankees with
I
Detroit.
remember one day I went into school. We had a half day or an in-service or something. I'd be hanging out with the janitors. We were having open gym or something. It was like
That was always fun. That was always
and
fun.
I'd go in and this kid had a chair in there, and the guy said, he goes, I don't know. He says, today, Abe, he said, I got, and he had what amounted to like Clemens, Seaver, and someone. And you know me, I'm thinking. I said, I said, if you lose
Lose one of them, that's all it takes.
you're done.
Yeah, lose one
He
of them.
lost them.
Yeah, so no question. Lose one. But back to the Indians, they do play that schedule. It helps. Once again, that league is such a weak league that you're going to be successful. Minnesota's been playing outside the league. Cleveland's been playing in the league. All of a sudden, it got close. Now Minnesota will play those teams pretty soon, and Cleveland will step outside the league. They'll take off a little more.
Minnesota, they're going to hit 320.
And I still say, I told you, but I won't get off when I always say, Cleveland's still Dylan Bauer. You can't as a small market team, can't afford to lose him for nothing.
Yeah, you got to bring
You
something.
got to get something back.
Yeah, and like you said, the Yankees have prospects.
And they have great prospects. And so
I can't argue.
That's the thing those small markets have to decide. Giants are there. Giants are a per example.
Yeah,
they got
they're 500 and more to do.
Belt, Crawford, Bumgarner, Sandoval. All these guys signed for the next 4 years. They have to get rid of them.
Yeah.
or they're going to have me and you playing second
And
base.
they're at 500. They never dreamed this would happen.
They don't want it to. They didn't want it to
11
happen.
and 2.
They didn't want it to happen.
Bumgarner was gone.
Yeah, they didn't want it to happen because they still have to clear this team out, or they'll have no team left.
No, and the manager's
so-
leaving too,
yeah.
so you're really starting.
Yeah.
The Dodgers, could they make a pot so sweet that Pittsburgh would have to?
Oh yes.
Yes.
Oh yes, no doubt about that.
What would it be for
Take four
you?
players.
What
Four
would it be
players.
for
It would take they have the number one second base prospect, number one catcher prospect. I take both of them.
Catcher rings a nice bell. to
Catcher
me.
and second base are
Pittsburgh.
both number one, and then I take Urias as their pitcher. I give me
Talking
three.
The other day, he was saying about Pittsburgh. You know, they have these two guys catching, and the two of them asked for Stallings. And they said, well, what's that tell you about the other guy if two of them asked for Stallings?
Yeah, Diaz has had a bad year. He has had a bad year, no question. They're all crying about how, but I'll tell you, I like Hester Valley. But they always talk about when, but
Yeah.
they don't have him. So what can I say? He's been out to her.
What's he going to? Someone take him in a bargain basement?
I don't think.
He's done.
Pay too much money. He has too much money coming.
Oh boy.
You know, why would you want an $11 million player can't catch?
You know, I never saw a guy, but I swear to God, I feel sorry for
He's
him.
hitting the head all the time. Bats,
Never seen
balls,
a guy
all the
get hit
time.
in the head like
Yes,
that.
he does.
I mean, they get hit back there. I know.
Because he's tough. It isn't like he wants to. He does not want to
No.
play. He wants to play.
No,
yes.
he's not.
Yeah.
No, well,
Yep.
Minnesota had the big lead. They've lost it.
I told you why they lost
I mean,
it.
yeah, Cleveland is within screeching distance of.
Oh no, Cleveland's right there.
Yeah, but I
Two or
mean, the
three
wild
games.
card, I think they're going to get. I told you, smashing the home run record, hitting 330, 340 homers.
With an average team, that tells you about what's up
Something's
with the.
going on with that ball.
Yeah, there is. Yes.
Washington comes in Atlanta. No, that's early. We know it's not August yet, but at the same time, they needed better than a split.
Yeah, for them though, going into Atlanta, I think they're happy. I really do. They're going for the wild card too, so they just want to stay in the race right now. Remember, guys, it's not even August yet.
we gotta go to October.
August, September's still coming.
You're right.
You don't want to panic. You panic now, you're definitely in trouble. If you're within 5 or 6 games of the wild card, and if you get 2 streaks together, 1 7-0 week, 1 5-2 week,
Yeah.
you're right back in it. So that's what it takes.
And I mentioned the odds, like I said, I talked about them before. Baltimore, Detroit, White. Interesting for the Indians, Detroit and the White Sox and Kansas City. 3 of those horrible teams are
in
in
the
the
league.
division.
Yep, they
That's
are.
66 ball games.
Pretty sweet.
Let's talk NFL because it's here. I mean, we will be inundated with shows and fantasy shows. And let me say right now, I as much as I love football, and it's my favorite time of year by far, I don't do fantasy. And I know I'm in a minority. Used to be you were a geek, no more.
Oh, no.
Joe Average has got 3 teams.
No, I don't do season.
No, but
Because but I'll do a DFS. Every Sunday I'll play one team or 2 or 3 teams just to play a team. But I don't play season anymore. It takes too much of my time. But I'll play in the daily fantasy that I like to do.
I read a story about this guy that he hangs out somewhere in this hotel lobby or something, and he waits for these rookies to get on there. He just crushes them. Guy with all those charts and
Yes.
graphs.
Oh yeah, they know the graph. They know it. They know those graphs. They do know it. Well, right now the NFL, you're talking the number one team they're talking about is right here. They're talking about the Browns.
No, I'm on the way over today.
Everything's about the Browns. Browns.
My first thought is grab at 9.5 and let's put our hands up. We're not going to. We usually take 3 or 4 teams. I'm thinking let's throw in the over and we'll just root them in. Gee, their last 4 games: Bengals twice, Arizona, and Baltimore.
And what you want to say about that, don't you?
Yeah.
How do we know they're not going to be good?
No, we
See,
don't.
that's the part I disagree with so much.
No.
How do you not know the Bengals with a new coach are going into that game
But I'm saying you have to have some way
10
to
and
measure.
4? 10 and 4. But you can't measure that.
It's
Schedule
like,
in
it's
NFL.
like Arizona.
On college, I really can't.
I mean,
I can. How do you know Murray might just take the ground?
I know, but I'm saying you don't know any mites.
But I'm talking
have
in the
to look at
pros.
something.
Not the schedule in the pros. I'll never look at the schedule in the pro ever. Never. I mean what I mean.
Yeah.
I mean zero.
You don't make it. I get it.
I don't know.
But
I don't
know.
look at
Well,
it.
then you couldn't play an over/under.
But you're guessing. No, you can't.
Well, you have to have some criteria.
Yeah, that criteria we had with the Browns.
Yeah.
You know what it was, don't you?
Won 7
They were
last year.
pathetic. No, we didn't look at their schedule one iota.
We just went under 5.
No,
we
we didn't look at their schedule.
No.
We said well, how do we know 9.5? That means they have to win 10 games. That's a lot of wins in the pros.
I think it's 8.5.
There's 6. No, it's
Would
not.
you take
It's
9?
9.5.
Would you take 9?
It's 9.5.
But would you take 9 if it were 8 now?
I'll take it a lot better.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I looked at them last year and thought they were just okay and won, 7?
How many teams won 10 last year?
Oh, probably about 5.
That's it. That's what they have to win 10. That's not so easy. I don't. Everybody's thinking that's easy. And you have to just go into Miami and win?
Oh,
and you just have to go into
no,
San
like
Francisco?
the first two, they're calling them automatic. Tennessee and the Jets.
They can lose both of them.
I know Tennessee can be, and they can beat you 13-10.
The Jets can be way improved.
Hey, that sluggo ball that Tennessee plays, I get it.
Well, yeah, over-unders in a pro.
How about the Browns coach?
George asks me all the time in the NFL, and I tell him, George, I have no idea.
Yeah.
No, I mean it.
Yeah, I'll take a shot. Yeah.
It's all guesswork.
mean,
I remember a team you liked last year. I remember.
Minnesota.
I said, I got a short one. I said, right, yes, what is it? He said,
I was positive.
Minnesota.
Then I knew early they lost that one
You were
game to
you
the
were
Bears.
done. You were hoping for wins.
No, they
There's no
they
short
lost
league
to
in
the
the pros.
Bills at home. It was over.
That's what I mean.
The season was over. I said, you lost to the Bills at home?
Yeah.
You have no chance.
Whereas
at all.
in college, we look at the schedule,
we're gonna
and we
talk
know
about-
that Alabama's better than Duke. I don't care what.
No, it doesn't matter what.
No,
Now
yes.
look, there's Freddie Kitchen. How much does never? In other words, he's never been a head coach ever.
I don't know that either. See, I don't
What
know
do
that.
you
George.
think about that?
I don't. That's what I'm just asking me. I saw Parcells take somebody to the Super Bowl. Wasn't a head coach. I saw Belichick take somebody to the Super Bowl. I don't know. No, it happened with McKay. He comes in and takes it by storm. Peterson takes it by storm. They were not head coaches.
Okay.
Kitchens might be the best coach in the league. Yeah. We don't know that yet.
He's going to find out.
Yes.
One thing he does full of, he has divas. Boy, if he loses the first couple, could he lose that locker room?
I think even if he wins it, because if Beckham's not getting passes and Landry's not getting passes, you think they're just going to sit there and say,
No, you're right there. How about Zeke? He's threatening a bell. Zeke, let me say this about Zeke Elliott, because I said it about Bell. He does get the ball an awful lot.
Yes, he does. Both of them do. So
one
of them did it. I dislike it. I think if you're committed to a team.
Contract.
Yes.
But how about when they cut the guy?
No, I'm talking about the player being committed, and I don't like it both ways.
Okay.
But I just like the word commitment. That if you're going to do it, but that's out today.
That's why they get their money.
I don't know why I'm
front,
even thinking about
But
it.
that's why they get their money up front too, because of that.
I don't even think.
All right.
I should be wasting my time with that
No,
because
no,
George.
I get
Or do you
it.
think there's anybody in the playing NFL that's thinking about their team?
No,
I really don't.
They're
I don't
selfish.
think
they're selfish.
No, they're thinking
the old
about
school
themselves.
guys like that little Keekley, the old school,
Yes.
like blood and guts guys.
Yeah, they aren't doing it.
They're about five.
They're not doing it.
Real quick, rookie quarterbacks. Washington and Arizona. Anywhere else?
I know. I would say probably not.
No, we
I
got
don't
two
see- I
for
don't
sure.
think so.
We giving it to
I'm
Washington?
giving both of them.
And we're giving your guys in at Arizona.
Yeah, for sure.
He's
I'm giving both of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what NBA Summer League's over. All the team ups are done. Now we have 6 months to analyze who teamed up with whom. Let me say this. Nobody ever mentions this one word when they talk about those stars. Defense. And if you do, you look at the Clippers. If you care about such things.
Right, and they'll still. Yeah, both those guys defend.
And so does Beverly.
Yeah, they all defend. They do.
Okay.
That's the truth. Yeah,
Okay.
that's the truth.
All
yeah.
right, that's what I was looking. Now this $2 million tourney underway. I forgot. It's just called the tourney. It's $2 million. It starts this week. We have a buddy in it. Sideline Cancer is his team. We root for him. He's one of the nicest kids. We call him.
Explain that 4-minute rule to me, George. I don't understand it either.
Well, real quick, they try to get out all this timeout, foul him.
Okay.
So what they do, the minute the ball goes out of bounds under 4 minutes, stop.
Okay.
Wipe the clock off, the time clock.
Time clock disappears.
Disappears.
Okay.
Add 8 to the winner's score. That's the game. Whoever's ahead. We're playing 8+.
Wow.
That's how you win. So you can't foul. You can't do crazy. Because you're going to lose.
Yeah, you would.
It would drive bookies crazy. Is why we'll never see it.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Yeah, they add 8 to the team that's ahead score, and they play to that number.
Okay. That's what they do.
So down 1, are you going to foul? Figuring if you get a 3, if you're up 2, do you win? A lot of strategy, but it hasn't been examined long enough. You follow me?
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. So they go by points instead of time.
They go by points. Under 4 minutes now.
Okay.
They play the whole game regular. When the ball goes out of bounds under 4 minutes, they stop. Shot clock stays. Game clock turned off. Add 8 to the winning team score.
Right.
So 71-63, winner first to 79.
Right.
However you want to get there.
Yes.
Okay? All right. Let's talk about NCAA football. It's around the corner. We got a couple specials coming. We got a hot seat show coming. Don't miss it because you'll enjoy it. We've really nailed it the last few years. We've been pretty lucky.
That's what we're good at.
On the other hand, 2 reasons. We got some old standbys. Like if I gave you a Campman nap, I said, I'm going to put you down for 5 years. I'm going to wake you up in 2024. You'd come to and you go, Clemson, Alabama. And I'd say, well, hell, you got 2 of them.
Yes, and it'll be interesting. On the other side of that, Les Miles is going to Kansas. We just wrote down Kansas as okay. They're going to win 2. They're going to win 3.
We're praying for Les.
Except for Mangino, old Mark, the local guy. He won. He won.
Bear Mangino.
Bear took him
from Newcastle.
There are. It seems like college is, as George says, the best get the best players.
Yeah, like in pros, people. When the Steelers win, they draft last. When Alabama wins, they pick first. Did you see this LSU locker room?
Is it nice?
No, you didn't
Taj
see
Mahal?
it. They unveiled it yesterday. No, it's
so the kids are going there now.
It's space-like. They have a thing at their desk that pulls out, and they can take a nap in it. No, I've never in my life, honest to God. Like
I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see it.
It's purple too. Of course, it's purple.
Right.
I said, Albert, you know what? It's like Buck Rogers, or you know,
the old
what I mean?
days,
the
yes.
23rd century or whatever. These kids don't, and you don't think that matters.
Everybody will be matching them now. Once they see that,
Oregon was supposedly
the best.
They have one you can take a nap into. Trevor Maddox was talking on the way over. He said they have to have something. Knowing these old stinky locker rooms with the jocks and socks and everything, he said, there's got to be something. Someone can't put something on your face if you take a nap. He said, because if they don't, they're still 19 years old. He said, and they're 19
That's
going
funny.
on 9. He said he was teasing.
That is funny.
But let's talk miscellaneous. We got 3 minutes or so. Manny Pacquiao, in his 40s. I thought when he went up to 147, remember he started down in the 20s. Now, I thought when he got up to 147, he would be punching bigger men, which he is in his punch. But he's had tremendous speed. Your dad would have liked Manny Pacquiao because he's old school boxer. Can't hit him.
Okay.
Fast as lightning. He fights the other night. They don't think he's going to win. He takes this Thurman guy out. But once again, boxing, the old judging thing raises its head. Guys at ringside, I'm falling round by round. He says, I got it 8-2. He said, this thing, Pacquiao, he just dominates. Everybody around me has it. So they each won the last round, 9-3. It comes out, one of the scorecards had the other guy ahead. Wow. And it kills the sport.
Yeah, and it happens all the time.
No, that's what I'm saying.
That's what
that was my next line.
It happens all the time.
And it's why MMA has passed it with a lot of people. I mean, as barbaric as it is, there's usually a clip. But anyway, I wanted to get back and I want to finish with the golf. Mayweather Pacquiao 2 is a $300 million fight.
That's a joke.
So it's coming.
It's a joke.
I wouldn't get it.
It's a joke.
You wouldn't rent it, would you?
Well, I don't follow boxing at all.
But if you were, you wouldn't.
If I was, how old's Pacquiao?
40.
That's what I'm saying. How good a boxer can he be if he's 40?
I know.
And
it tells you how good the other guys aren't.
I don't want to say that because that'll make it sound like that's what I feel. I just feel the boxing's so lousy.
Let's talk British Open. We got a little over. First of all, I don't like calling it the Open. I'm in the U.S. It's not the Open.
That's what they call it, though. That's what they call it.
It's the U.S. Open's the Open. I live in America.
That's where they started golf over there.
So
that's
like
what they
Donald
call it.
Trump. I don't want it. All right. Now, the bottom line is, this guy goes wire to wire. Nobody puts any heat on him. He is an Irishman. I mean, he's a hero.
So it's perfect.
It
he was drinking out of the
He was drinking the ale and everything else.
Yes.
And Fleetwood never got any closer.
He golfed well, but the weather took care of it the last day, though.
Yeah, nobody was under par.
When the weather got bad, they couldn't. Nobody.
So that's where you want to be, the catbird.
If you get that lead, and the weather gets like that, play as safe as you can.
30 seconds, Saratoga. The graveyard of favorites. No, not Saratoga. Not this time. They canceled because of the heat the other day.
I don't know why, because I didn't go out in the weather either.
Part of that is a little bit of blowback from Santa Anita.
Too many deaths.
Losing 20-some horses and this and that.
They can't take any chances.
Hey, the Sarge, real quick. We had the Sarge on the show. There were PETA people there, and they roughed up this little 10-year-old. Sarge says, if they would have roughed up my 10-year-old, he said the sergeant would been getting out a can of whoop ass. Thanks again for watching Bottom Line Sports Talk. We'll see you next week.